So here we are in the Soul Forge area of Neville City. The easiest way to kind of do this for you guys is kind of give you a reference points of what this would be in Altdorf. So when you first come into the city, there's a little green arrow. This is essentially like the Market Square area of Altdorf. So again, this is where all your merchants, you'll have your various taverns and banks spread throughout here. You have your general, just guys doing their things every day, like just guy going up the top there to try to get it cleansed. It's probably not going to go so well.
Like a quick caveat, Inevitable City is still under construction.
Yes.
So it doesn't look quite as alive as Altdorf does.
Correct.
Oh, he's just about to get burned.
Yeah. So basically this is, again, the Market Square equivalent from the actual, this is called the Soul Forge area. I'm sure you guys picked that up for zoned in. But if you go ahead and ignore the lines and everything, clearly it won't be like that. Not just if you want to go back, let's go to Charzanic's area. So we showed you Karl Franz's palace. What we're going to do is show you just a facade of Charzanic's tower. We don't have the interior set up for you guys quite yet. But again, from the very beginning, you had your straight shot to Karl Franz's tower. You have the same thing to Charzanic's tower. Menacing, huge, lots of floaty bits out there. You'll be able to visit Charzanik, get quests from him. Same deal as you did with Karl Franz and Altdorf. It's probably something to actually keep in mind is that any content you could do in any one of the cities that we have in the game, you can do just as much content in any other cities in the game. So it's completely So if you want to look around a little bit, there's an example of our guild tavern interior we were talking about earlier, with the whole champagne room thing. Here's your entrance facade type thing. And just run back down. There's a cool chain to get up there, actually. You get up to it. So the interesting about Inevitable City is that basically it's set on this huge, massive crater that's just kind of falling apart as time goes on. So if Ben will take a peek out towards the area. So you see all these island floating bits all out there. So if you bring up your map real quick, everything that looks like actual landmass has all content and everything, but anything that's out there, islands, there's still content out there, so it actually does go out there, and there's other things to do. So you will get that cool visuals of actually looking back at the city, seeing everything that's illuminating and all that, and it is pretty cool. So we're going to run over to this area. This area is called we're calling this the arena area, essentially, versus the Sicellum. Essentially, this is your Altdorf slums type area. So let's see, there's a giant there. So here we have, obviously, this giant going to be chained up. This guy kind of poking and prodding him. Probably going to have content for you guys to actually interact with this giant. As an invader, which is pretty cool, you may want to unleash this guy that just calls hell against the players type of thing. So there's a lot of interactions in this area for the players. You'll actually be able to participate in events here, like a little small arena mini-game fights against the enemy itself, against the NPCs. There's little bits of, if you look behind you, we're calling like our rock jump puzzle. Just kind of Easter egg type things, like, hey, players are going to try to hop out on all these rocks and get out there. Because we're going to try to set something up for them to actually do that. So they're going to think, they're like, hey, look, I'm not supposed to be out here. Oh, wait, maybe I am. And they're like, wow, this is pretty cool. This actually leads to some cool other area. Again, more tome unlocks, things of that nature. So if you want to fly up above the Sicellum area on the ledge, like where the Kraken wall is, just give you a quick tour. So essentially, if you want to bring up the map again, content in this area, basically where Ben is with the green, we'll wrap all the way around there is like your slummy type areas. And then where you see more of the brown on the sides is basically alleyways cutting in, which lead to further interiors, more content, further dungeons, etc. So here's an example of an alleyway there. There's obviously more interiors that aren't in yet. Let's go back if you want to go to that cracked one.
This one?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
So players can be like, oh, this looks pretty cool. What's in here? Okay, it's like graveyard type thing with some weird thing sitting in the middle. This screams content. Yeah, there's gonna be content here. There's gonna be pretty cool characters on that going on here. So there are Inevitable City is all